Hey, Dill here. Aside from the usual Poker Rogue content on my channel, I have been playing one game pretty much exclusively for the past few months. And that game is The Long Dark. If you haven't heard of The Long Dark, it is a survival game I think like no other in its genre. On lower difficulties, it is a slow and pleasant exploration game, spanning multiple huge maps that in my 160 hours of gameplay, I still have not fully explored even half of. At its most difficult, it is a brutal and creeping, slow march toward death that lures you into thinking you are safe, offering moments of peaceful tranquility amidst beautiful landscapes and sunsets, only to tear that optimism from your frozen fingers and leave you a corpse, buried in the snowscape you had thought yourself a master of only moments before. It is a game that requires a lot of patience, a lot of planning, and a calm and composed demeanour, something that I am not known for. Now, the majority of my 160 hours in this game over the past few months have been on the Stalker difficulty, which is one of the harder difficulties. This week, I decided I was finally ready for what most consider to be the ultimate challenge, Interloper. And I was absolutely smashing it. For a few in-game weeks, I felt like I fully understood what I needed to do to survive. I had clothes, food, water, shelter. I was on my way to crafting a bow and arrows, which would allow me to finally fight back against the predatory wildlife that I had until this point been skirting and dodging as I traversed my way from the abandoned mountain towns to the old forge in forlorn Muskeg. But it was here that I met my untimely demise. After crafting the arrowheads and tools that I needed, I was making my way back home to Trapper's cabin. I was feeling confident. I was feeling unstoppable. But as the narrator has told me countless times in my delves into the darkest dungeon, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Less than halfway home, the weather took an untimely turn, and I was caught in a full-scale blizzard. I knew of a nearby cave and tried to make my way to safety, only to be ambushed by a wolf that I had scared away only minutes before. The attack left me bloodied and reeling. The blizzard masked any discernible landmark for me to orient myself by, and left with no other choice, I doubled back and returned to the forge in the abandoned farmhouse. But the blizzard wouldn't let up. It was below freezing, even tucked up in my down bedroll. I succumbed not to the wolf bites that I had bandaged and treated, but to the bitter cold. I inevitably died in my sleep. I faded into the long dark. I was left to stare at a black screen and rue on my hubris, and in this rumination, I've come to terms with the fact that I am not a master of this game, like I believed myself to be. Even after all these hundreds of hours, I am far from a master of this game, and that's okay. I'm going to try again, and I hope you will join me on this journey, because if you want to see a master of the Long Dark survive for 500 days on the hardest difficulties, then there are plenty of great YouTubers who can show you how to do just that. But I think what this series will offer you, that not many can, is a chance to learn alongside me. I am competent enough, I believe, to survive, but thriving in this bleak hellscape is a different story altogether. So if you would like to join me on this journey, that will be quite different from the content that you've seen from me so far, then please settle in. The nights are only getting colder. I have my candles lit, my hot chocolate brewed, and my Snorlax onesie on. And I am ready, if you are, to journey into the long dark.